Okay, and today we're going to go over how to get Cinnaboo and its evolution. So with that being said, let's get into it. First things first, to actually get Cinnaboo, you can only find it in the Sweet Retreat area. In case you don't know how to get here, click on the Navigate tab on the top, go to Hubs, and then click on Sweet Retreat, and it'll put you into a Sweet Retreat server. Next up then, how do you actually get Cinnaboo? Well, it isn't like any other Loomian in the Sweet Retreat for like grass encounters, and it's kinda, I guess if I had to compare it to something, kinda like Tariti on Route 7 as it's an overworld encounter, but to get it to spawn in, you need to make cakes. Well, to be a little bit more specific, you necessarily don't have to participate in making the cakes as long as someone in your server is actually making them. Okay then, we just got finishing making some cakes. Okay, so how this works is that whenever a cake is completed, you actually get some points depending on how many jobs were correctly done, with also getting +1 point for every job that was done correctly. So with a total of there being 5 jobs, you can get +5 points for every completed cake that has no mistake. Basically, these cake points, if you total them up, and as long as you get 25 cake points, a Cinnaboo will spawn in, and only one. So every 25 cake points, one Cinnaboo will spawn in. So now also we've done at least 25 cake points. We can actually go around the factory now, and it can actually spawn inside of the building and outside the building. Oh, and here's the Cinnaboo that spawned in first line, so we actually can click on it and it'll do the encounter, and you can see, kind of just playing peekaboo, but that's how you actually find Cinnaboo. And like I said, you don't have to participate in making the cakes as long as someone in the server is making them, and as long as you're in a server when people are actually making the cakes. And also, this is actually client-sided, so there's actually 2 different things. Server-sided, which means only one of them exists, and client-sided being that everyone can actually click on it and encounter it. So for Cinnaboos, everyone can click on it, and everyone in the server, as long as they're in the server when the cakes were made, can click on the Cinnaboo and get an encounter. However, there are probably some questions like, oh, well, what if I encounter a Cinnaboo inside of the building because my boosts are paused? Well, whenever you do encounter one of them, you can actually see that your boost will turn on for the duration of the encounter. So if I actually just quickly go ahead and run away from this Cinnaboo, my boost will then pause again because I'm inside of the building. So for people that are wondering, well, I want to gleam hunt it, and also the pause inside. But like I said, as long as you're doing the encounter, your boost will unpause, like I said, for the duration of the encounter. There are actually quite a lot of places that Cinnaboo can actually be hiding in. I'm not going to go through all of them in this video. I'll just leave it to you guys to find. Okay, they're pretty easy to find. I mean, they do stick out like a sore thumb. However, some of them are a little bit easier to click on than others, like this one, for example. You can't really click on it. You actually have to specifically step on the mushroom to get a little bit more height. And also, for one that I think a lot of people are going to struggle with is it can actually spawn inside of this tree, and to actually encounter it, you have to put your camera inside of the tree to click on it. And that one's a little bit weird, I'm not going to lie. And then for the evolution method, okay, and it's actually pretty straightforward, you just have to level up Cinnaboo to level 28. So I'm just quickly use this last power fruit, and it then becomes level 28, and it'll evolve. And here is the evolution for people that are curious, okay. I actually have got its name, so it'll tell me in a second where its name, but it is Cinnogre. And also, it does have a new evolution move that actually hasn't been in the game before, called Spite. Basically, whenever you use it, it is a support move, and it will cut the target's health stat in half by what it currently is. But with that being said though, that is everything you need to know for Cinnaboo and its evolution, so with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.